And welcome to Pure Adrenaline Sports. I'm John, joined again by Sean and Cam. Guys, we're the first night of the NFL draft. We had 6 trades last night. What did you guys think of the trades? And then we'll get into each pick, and then we'll talk about some of the guys that are still available tonight. But overall, as a draft, what did you guys think for round one? And then we'll get into each individual team after that.
Head scratching.
Very unpredictable. You would have never guessed a lot of the things that happened.
Mm-hmm.
The Texans gave away too much for the third overall pick.
The Lions were doing whatever the heck they were doing.
I don't know
The
what
Lions were doing Lions. The Lions are doing Lions things in a Lions world.
That made no sense whatsoever.
So what did we think? After looking at it, I'm not too thrilled with the Jets pick. Hey, Farhan, how are you? Missed you last night in our stream last night. Hopefully you're doing okay, buddy. But yeah, I don't know. I was not. Raiders messed up their pick. I think the Jets messed up their pick as well.
I think they just rushed it. I think they wanted the guy. They wanted Jones. Then they freaked out.
I mean, they took the whole clock. They might maybe just didn't get a trade offer. So then you got to take somebody. But Cam, what'd you think your Cowboys pick?
It was at first I was a little bummed out. I was expecting a little bit something different because I thought there was some really good people on the board, like Nolan Smith was on the board, Brian Branch, stuff like that. But it does. The more I think about it, it does feel a huge need that we've had, even though we've had I would say a top 10 defense. I mean, that's pretty fair to say. But our run defense is like mid-20s ranking. It's a big need, and I mean he's a big guy. He was like 320 or something like that. He feels a very good need, and I believe he has potential to be a decent pass rusher as well.
Mm-hmm.
So good run stuffer, good pass rusher. I mean, what more could you ask for if it's a need? So I'm fine with it.
And showing your Vikings take Jordan Addison, the wide receiver at USC. I know live on stream you weren't too happy, but now it's had time to settle. And what are you thinking now?
Kind of the same things. I mean, I personally would have been happier getting. At the end of the day, I'm gonna hope he works out and that he's either a good 2 or number 3 fit for us. I mean, not sure if he's going to play out the slot guy. I mean, he could help Jefferson get open more, but I don't think Jefferson really needs help getting open because he does it on his own.
Yeah, and it doesn't really matter if he's open or not. He's going to make a catch anyway. So
absolutely.
But yeah, my only concern with Addison is he's a little light, so he's going to have to put on some weight. They're saying he only weighs 175. So for a receiver in the NFL, you're going to have to at least put on a good 15, 20 pounds there. So
he's probably going to be the slot, I would think. It would make the most sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into pick by pick. Guys, just chime in when Carolina Panthers trade up with the Chicago Bears. That's a trade that happened, a month or so before the draft. And Carolina, we weren't sure up until about 2 or 3 days before the draft. We really weren't sure which direction. And then all of a sudden, Bryce Young. Guys, I personally don't like. I don't want to say I don't like the pick. I don't like the pick at 1 overall. I don't think he was the best quarterback in this draft. I thought that was Stroud, but Carolina, took the time, did their homework. You guys, your thoughts on the trade it took for Carolina to get the 1, and then Carolina taking Bryce Young at 1.
At the end of the day, I guess they knew what they wanted. I mean, the only problem with Bryce Young is he's a little small. He reminds me of Kyler Murray. So, I mean, it could be a beneficial thing for Carolina if they have a big offensive line that he could cross behind it for possible runs.
Yeah, I agree with Sean on that one, honestly. I agree with you, John, as well. I didn't think he was the best overall. I do think it was Stroud, and what they gave up for it was, man, they gave up a lot. I mean, your number one receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the exact picks, but I knew it was a lot. Like, I don't know if it was fully worth it, in my opinion. But I mean, they got the guy they wanted, so.
Right. Yep, agreed. And then coming in at pick 2 was the Houston Texans, and they took Stroud. This is where I thought we were going to get our first trade. I thought somebody else was going to trade up into this spot to get a quarterback, but
Patriots.
They stay there and take they take Stroud. Let's start with Stroud, and then we'll go before we comment on the next pick. Stroud was my number 1 ranked quarterback coming into the draft, so I like this pick. New regime. Who's it? DeMarco Ryans, right?
DeMeco Ryans, yeah.
DeMeco Ryans taking over down there in Houston. So he gets a quarterback to build around. Your guys' thoughts?
I think it's a good fit.
I like it. I mean, I think he's the best overall. I really wish they kind of would have not did what they did with the next pick and stayed where they were and take his teammate. I think that would have been a nice little compliment because I think they do need more receivers.
Right.
And what better than to have the duo?
Right.
Him and Jackson Smith.
Right.
But they still did pretty good. I'd be satisfied if I was a Texans fan.
Yeah, and let's talk about that next pick because they come back and trade up to the number 3 pick and take Will Anderson, arguably the best defensive player in this draft. I liked Carter more on defense, but that was it. But man, getting a building piece on both sides of the ball under a new coaching staff. So, I mean, it's okay. I'm looking to see what they gave up. Go ahead, Sean.
My only problem is they gave up their first round pick for next year to Cardinals. So the Cardinals could possibly have 2 top 10 picks next year again. Instead of giving up the Cleveland Browns first round pick. But then again, the Cleveland Browns could have been a top 10 pick too, because you never know. It's the Cleveland Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the official trade was the Arizona Cardinals traded number 3 and a 4th round selection, 105 overall, to Houston for number 12, number 33, a 2024 first, and a 2024 third. So,
yeah.
I mean,
the Cardinals
better be worth it.
Yeah. The Cardinals won that trade all day long. The Cardinals absolutely just stole everything away from the Texans, and the Texans didn't even care.
So, Farhan, I'll get to your comment here when we get down to the Raiders. But then coming in at pick 4, we had the Colts taking Anthony Richardson, which I like this because he's going to be able to sit behind Minshew. I don't know if it'll be for the whole year, but when that coaching staff determines he's ready, there's no pressure on the kid to start from day one. So your guys' thoughts on the Colts staying where they were and taking Richardson?
I really like the pick.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a great fit. Just slight concern is him having to sit behind Minshew, which, Minshew isn't he's never been like a great long-term starter. But I mean, he's been here a little bit, so he has some experience. So I don't think it'll be a big issue. I think at some point he will start over Minshew at this point. I would probably say no later than week 10, probably.
I think he starts once the season kind of falls apart with Minshew at quarterback.
It's bound to happen. The Colts are kind of a mess right now.
Yeah, and the Colts, they don't really have anything. The only weapons they have is
Pittman.
one wide receiver. Yeah, they have Pittman, and they got Taylor. That's it.
Well, I did like Pierce. He was okay. I mean, the other, which one went to Indy? Alec Pierce.
Yeah.
Alec Pierce, yeah, that's who it
Yeah.
was.
So,
Yeah, and they lost Paris Campbell to the Giants, so
oh,
they need to get another receiver probably. I don't think they signed anybody, did they?
but not that I know of.
So they'll probably take one mid rounds, maybe even today. So
All right, let's look here. Coming in at number 6 was the Seattle Seahawks taking Witherspoon.
5.
Oh, 5. Sorry. Coming in at number 5 was Witherspoon. Didn't think he was the best corner on the board at the time, but you know, I don't know. I don't know enough about the Seahawks. I didn't know what they really needed. So I don't know. You guys have any thoughts on what Seattle did with this pick here?
I think this was the second head scratcher pick that we saw.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of disagree a little bit actually. I think I see what they're going with here. I think Pete Carroll's trying to create the Legion boom again. I mean, he's already got Woolen. They got Jamal Adams, he's Jamal Adams, and then they got their other safety. I don't remember his name, but this could potentially be the next Legion of Boom. I don't like. He's still a great corner. He might not have been the best corner, might not have been
Right.
the best choice at 5, but he's still. I mean, he was a top 2 or 3 corner in this draft. So we'll see.
Yeah. So I don't know. All right, then Arizona comes in with their pick here. It's not working now. Here we go. And they take Paris Johnson, one of the players I was hoping would have fallen to the Jets at 15, but they take him at 6 here. Man, you know, I don't know if it matters. I don't know how much time is Murray going to miss. Is he going to miss any?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not really sure how much. I haven't really heard anything. I mean, he did tear his ACL, so you figure that's usually 9 to 12 months.
And it was like middle of the season when he did it. Middle to late season.
I think it was late season. It was towards the end of the year. I think it was like week 11 or 12.
Yeah.
And we'll see where he plays because I believe they have a left tackle in Humphreys already. So wonder if they'll move him to the right side or if they'll use him at guard. So we'll see. But then that put the Raiders on the clock. And here's where it got a little interesting as well. Wasn't too sure which way the Raiders were going to go here. But they go defensive end Tyree Wilson, technically an edge rusher. Got a good draft grade. But another team I try to stay away from Raiders thoughts because they're one of the teams I don't like. So like I hate the Raiders. So I really don't care what they do.
Honestly, though, I think this is a good pick for them, just because he goes opposite of Max Crosby possibly.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have 2 really fast moving hands coming at you on each end of your tackles. So I look at it that way, that he could be a good fit for them. Does he start right away week 1? I can't say that. But I mean, it is the Raiders. Not really sure what their plan is. I don't really know their team overall, who they even are missing, what spots. But he could be a good fit for the defense, being opposite Max Crosby.
Yeah, well, Farhan said they didn't have a need at defensive end. With names like Carter and Gonzalez still on the board. As a Raiders fan, he feels like they wasted that pick.
I agree with that. I don't think it was the greatest pick for him.
Right.
There's a little bit concerns with him. I think 2 for me. One is his foot, I've heard, and two, and I think Sean, you made this point yesterday on the stream about like him playing at Texas Tech. You know, it's not like they play like the best competition. You know, so you always got to factor that in a little bit. Now, people from like Texas Tech can still have a good career. I mean, literally Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes, right?
That's a perfect example, but you still got to have a little bit of that concern of like the level of competition in college. But you never know. So we'll see how it turns out.
Then the first surprise pick to me, like real true surprise pick, the Falcons taking Bijan Robinson.
Yeah.
Didn't think it was a need here. So it'll be interesting what they do with Patterson now. Like Sean said, I believe Sean said last night, do they move Patterson back out to wide receiver now? I mean, wearing number 84, or whatever number he wears. It looks like a receiver anyway, but
they need to. They need a receiver anyway. I mean, why not?
Bijan was my number one running back on the board. Just didn't seem like a fit here. That's all.
No, no one saw the Atlanta Falcons select him in there. I mean, yeah, you got the best running back in the draft, but
those are the needs.
You didn't need the best running back in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, then again, they're in a division that is honestly wide open to anybody to win.
True. And coming in at number 9. Is that really Carter? Did he wear number 88?
Mm-hmm.
Man, Jalen Carter. I'm surprised. Chicago originally had this pick, right?
They did. The Eagles traded up one pick.
And I thought that's who I thought they wanted, and they traded out. So
for a 4th rounder.
Yeah, for a 4th rounder.
Ridiculous.
I don't know. I mean, I know he had a bad pro day, but still are arguably the best defensive player in this draft. And that Eagles defense just gets stronger. Cam, you got to love this as a Cowboys fan, right?
I swear, everything's just handed to the Eagles last couple of years with their picks. It's ridiculous.
Honestly, my biggest thing is what does the Roger Goodell suspension look like for him? If they do give him one.
Yeah, if they do give him one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then another offensive tackle comes off the board here with the Bears taking Darnell Wright.
Good tackle. I think they should have taken. I don't think they should. They should have taken Jalen Carter. They shouldn't have traded back.
Agreed. I think they should have taken Carter as well.
I mean, also there's a little bit of character concerns with Darnell White, right, as well. So I think he sent out some homophobic tweet or something like before. So, like, if you're getting don't do that stuff. Like, come on.
At the end of the day, I guess the only reason why they traded back is the fact that they got an extra pick and they need to build the offensive line so Justin Fields doesn't get hit 65 times a game.
Right.
That's my only sight of seeing them drafting back to get Darnell Wright.
Well, don't they have a lot of picks already?
Yeah, they just added to it. No big deal. I think they had 14 because remember that one night I drafted the Bears and I had 64 picks.
And maybe they didn't want, we all thought they wanted Carter. Maybe they really didn't want Carter. Maybe they really didn't want him. So they thought, man, the Eagles will trade up one spot with us and give us what?
A 4th rounder?
Yeah, 4th rounder.
That seemed to be the theme last night. We're going to trade back and we're going to give you a 4th rounder.
Yeah, the teams that traded down, I don't think they got enough value.
Cardinals did. The Cardinals
did.
the Cardinals traded down and traded back and still kept all their picks basically.
I didn't agree that they
They
should
didn't
have
really
traded
give
back
up
up
anything.
though. I don't think they should have.
What?
I don't
Traded
think
back up?
I don't think they should have traded back up to 6th and take Paris.
Mm.
I wasn't too sure about that one, honestly.
I agree.
That's kind of more of a bottom
He
tier
probably would
trade.
have been there still at 12.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Then the
But
player
then
I
again, the
wanted.
Bears might
Oh, go ahead, Sean.
if the Bears with the Bears trading back, they might have taken him away. So
Payo Time says the draft starts today, right?
for you,
Yeah, pick 36. We all got to make sure we pay attention to pick 36.
Oh yeah.
and watch them trade it away to like trade it back and like
Trade
they don't
it
get to like they don't pick to like 60 something.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Then the guy I wanted in the draft comes off the board at number 11. Peter Skoronski goes to Tennessee. Makes a lot of sense for the Titans. Titans have a lot of question marks, actually. What are they going to do with Tannehill after this year? What are they
Why?
going to do? What's that?
He's goodbye.
Yeah.
Retire.
So we'll see. They really don't. I don't like their wide receivers right now.
No, they have no really good weapons.
He said, 95% chance that the Raiders are trading or the Rams are trading back. I'm not a gambler, but I put money on it if I was.
He's not a gambler. Just go to the Lions facility. You can gamble there.
I was gonna say it, but
What do you mean I can't sit on? What do you mean I can't sit on the crapper and make a trade?
Or the Commanders.
And speaking of the Detroit Lions, they come in with the next pick, which did not make any sense to me. Jahmyr
Probably arguably the worst pick of the draft, the first round.
I saw a statistic earlier where Jahmyr Gibbs, like based on analytics, he was going to be there at their next like 33rd pick is whatever their next one is. I don't remember. 34. There was like a 99% chance he was going to be there, and then their pick at 18 was a 96% chance to be there at 34.
Yeah,
I was like,
I mean, we'll get to that one too. I like the players I like the two players they took, just not where they took them.
The only reason why I can see them taking the only reason why I see them taking them is because they wanted the 5th-year option. That's the only reason.
Especially on Gibbs, especially on the running back.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you figure you have him now locked down until he's what, 27?
Yeah.
Which is about the age of when you're going to probably draft the next running back.
Right, exactly.
Well, they're going to have the best running back room. Honestly, the best trio.
DeAndre Swift's getting traded.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I forgot.
Now it can't be. No, the first round's over, so you can't now.
Oh, he's going second round.
Yeah, he's a first-round talent.
Another pick. This was originally the Jet pick, but they swapped with Green Bay in the Rodgers trade. They take Van Ness.
This was another head scratcher to me.
Yeah,
I agree. I thought they should have went wide receiver here.
Yeah, I mean, with the wide receivers that were on the board, this would have been a great spot for them to grab one, because you got Jordan Love that has Christian Watson and Rasal Dobbs or whatever.
Romeo Dobbs.
Romeo Dobbs. That's it. That's all he got. He lost his tight end. He lost Lazard. So basically, Jordan Love's going to go out there and you're going to hand him the keys to the Cadillac and be like, yeah, you got 4 flats.
You get 4 flats. Here, you're allowed to use the car, but there's no tires on it.
There's no tires on it. Just sitting there.
Golly.
But NFL Network is just released. I guess teams are calling the Steelers about moving for pick 32 already.
Yeah, we'll get into that after we go through the first round. But
we know who they want.
I mean, the player we all thought that they were taking in the first round falls to them at the first pick in the second round. I don't know. We'll see.
Crazy.
Then another one of the players I wanted goes right before the Jets pick. The Pittsburgh Steelers trade up. I believe they traded up with New England, I believe. Yep, from New England.
Yes.
And take Broderick Jones. So the two guys that I think the Jets really had their eyes on were both gone. Good pick here by the Steelers. I understand, building that line for your quarterback with no hands. So
Very small hand.
Yeah, baby hands.
yeah. And then my Jets were on the clock and took Will McDonald. Liked the player. Thought it was a little bit of a reach here. Don't know if anybody called the Jets to try to trade up. So, I think the Jets kind of panicked here, let the clock run out, and then took the guy they probably had him high on their board, but I do believe they had the two tackles ahead of them, Jones and Skoronski. But
yeah, I think their main goal was to try to trade back and get some picks back.
yep. But I mean, fans I was reading Twitter and fans that complained, well, why didn't they trade? Well,
no one called.
You got to have another team willing to come up to what you're doing, at your spot. And just because other teams are making bad deals and not getting value for their picks doesn't mean you take a bad deal just to move back.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And then the Commanders come in with their pick. This got an A. This got an A grade, but I think they took him early as well.
There was better cornerbacks on the board at the time.
Mm-hmm.
He's in my book. He was like the fifth best cornerback and got taken the second best and second overall, should I say?
I think he's still a good player, but
still a good player.
Yeah,
Maybe a little too early.
He fits the Commanders.
Yeah, because the guy that went to pick after him was the guy I would have grabbed in a heartbeat if I would have needed a cornerback. And Christian Gonzalez goes to the New England Patriots.
Yeah, I mean the Patriots got a good pick there.
Finally not a head scratcher from the Patriots in the early rounds here.
Yeah, they got arguably the top two cornerback in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
Way later than what I expected.
I was thinking at least top 10.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Him and Devin.
I think there was just so many trades in the first round. And head-scratching picks.
So the next head-scratching pick comes in with the Detroit Lions again, taking linebacker Jack Campbell. I thought Campbell was a second-round talent. So, but I mean, we'll go over what CBS gave out grades for him after the round. We'll look at some A's and the bad grades, but
could be the next TJ Watt.
Could be.
Look at him.
Kind of looks like him in that picture, don't he?
Yeah, kind of does when you think of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't get the pick.
Yeah.
Not when he wasn't really a necessity for them that early.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably would have been available at 34. Because I didn't see anybody take. No one definitely was taking him. If I'm taking a linebacker there, I'm going to get the best linebacker in the draft, not third or fourth best linebacker in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's just not a really athletic guy either, from what I've seen. Like, he doesn't just shine athletically. So that doesn't mean everything, but
they obviously
help. They saw something in him.
Well, they didn't. Wasn't the comp on him that he couldn't move? Like, he can't move as a linebacker. He can't move sideline to sideline.
Yeah.
Isn't that what linebackers do?
That's what you're supposed to do, and he's not very fluid at it. So, anyway, we'll see. I mean,
maybe he's more of an edge guy. I don't know anything about him. We'll see.
And then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were on the clock, and they get Cansey, guy we thought would go in the first round
Yeah.
Yeah.
here at 19. So not
I
Beside
didn't really
Vita
like the
Vea, Vita Vea, he's gonna wreak
Mhm.
havoc on the run game.
mhm.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane. I just didn't think there was more other needs they could have done because they have Vita Vea, you know. But I mean, it's gonna be a heck of a duo.
Well, and with a defensive coach, you're going to definitely.
Todd Bowles is gonna
Yeah.
ruin that team.
Yep.
He's not a good head coach.
Nope.
I
Oh,
mean,
believe me, I know.
you would definitely know.
He's already ruining the team. The team's falling apart, and no one wants to be there. I don't think they've really signed any free agents, really.
No.
Baker.
Oh, Baker, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I know Devin White wants to leave too.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
And then we get a run of wide receivers here. Jackson Smith and Jigba going to Seattle. Little bit of a head scratcher here for me, just because I didn't think it was a need. That's all. Love the player, just didn't think it was a need for Seattle.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
I didn't hate it here because they already had a first round pick and they took a cornerback.
But in my opinion, the only reason why you're taking Jackson Smith there is that you're not planning on locking down Lockett or Metcalf.
Right, true.
Isn't
Yeah.
Lockett getting kind of old? Like, how old is Lockett?
Whoa, what's wrong with getting old?
Yeah,
Oh.
seriously.
Okay.
The next,
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know. The next wide receiver comes off the board to the Chargers. Getting my guy Justin Herbert. Another weapon here.
Yeah, definitely a good slot receiver for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna open it up a lot because he's just another Mike Williams.
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
So
Basically
Keenan Allen could get fed a lot with Mike Williams and Quentin Johnson.
Keenan Allen and 2 Mike Williams on the team. That's something.
Yep.
If I'm Austin Eckler, I would want that contract now and be happy with what I got to see there on offense. That offense might put up 30 points a game.
Then the
See
third one, Zay Flowers goes to Baltimore. After the draft, we get the report that Arizona says they're not trading D-Hop. So that's when I thought, you know what, this is why I bet you they called. Baltimore called Arizona. They probably said, nope, we're not going to trade him. Say, okay, we're taking the receiver we want here. Like the player, don't like the fit. Unless
there was more needs for Baltimore, I think.
Yeah.
Joey Porter could have won here. I know that quarterback's a need.
Right.
I figured they were going to take a receiver eventually.
Just not that early.
I didn't think they would go that early.
Then the Minnesota Vikings take Jordan Addison. I like it. I thought wide receiver was a need. I just don't know. I thought they liked bigger wide receivers. He's 5'11",
170.
170 something. Yeah. So
I mean, hopefully it works out. I mean, and we don't waste a draft pick. I mean, we've drafted wide receivers early before, and they were duds. And then there's sometimes that we draft them, and then they're great stars like Randy Moss and Justin Jefferson. But in my opinion here, I would have went defense and would have grabbed Joey Porter personally. That would have been me if I was drafting there because the offense scored 25, 26 points a game last year and only lost Adam Thielen. And the defense gave up 28, 29 points. So what is the bigger need if you can't stop anybody on defense? I mean, why go draft a first-round offensive wide receiver that we didn't really need?
I think KJ Osborne is a fine wide receiver too, in my opinion. I think he's very underrated. So y'all could have waited
Absolutely
in rounds and find your wide receiver 3.
Yeah. I just head scratcher pick there for me.
Then the Giants were on the clock, and they take Deontay Banks, the corner, out of Maryland. Great coverage corner, which is going to fit perfect in that Giants defense. So
Very fast.
yeah, I really like this pick for the Giants.
I was just still waiting on Joey Porter here.
I think he's a good fit for them.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think they go mid rounds here, and they're going to draft a wide receiver to bring in.
They have to.
And then they're just going to start filling their needs.
And the Giants traded up for this pick. They swapped picks with Jacksonville here.
Mm-hmm.
And gave up what, a 4th rounder?
Everyone gives up a 4th.
No,
round.
I thought it was a 5th and 7th.
Was this the 5th and 7th one?
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't know if it was that one or the Bills one.
Well, that's the next one, because then it was Jacksonville on the clock again, and Buffalo trades up with them, and I think they get the 4th round pick from Buffalo. So they picked up an extra 4, 5, and 7 for dropping down a total of 3 spots. You get three draft picks for dropping down 3 spots.
Yeah, and they still got the guy they wanted.
Yeah.
And I don't like Buffalo trading up for Kincaid here. First off, I didn't think he was the best tight end in the class.
Yeah.
And I think they did it to get ahead of Dallas, but I don't think Dallas would have taken him anyway.
I don't think Dallas was. I never heard anything about him whatsoever.
I don't understand why you draft a tight end when you have Dawson Knox, who is just another Kincaid, basically.
Way more needs.
Yeah.
Defense is getting kind of old.
Yep. But then that put the Dallas Cowboys on the clock. How does he pronounce his first name? Mozzie Smith.
Moxie.
Moxie.
I wish.
Defensive line 6'3", 323. So definitely a big boy. Cam, you're the Cowboy fan. How's he fit in with that defense?
I think he's going to fit in very well. We signed Jonathan Hankins, I believe, at some point last season, and he filled the role pretty well, but he's pretty old, and he's kind of a little injury prone as well. This guy's 21.
Wow.
He's like 10, 12 years younger. I really like it. He's a big, beefy boy. He's going to really help with that run defense.
Yeah, and then Jacksonville was finally on the clock, and they get the tackle they wanted anyway. They pick up Harrison, who we thought was a late 1st round pick here. So Jacksonville not only gets the tackle they wanted, but they also get 3 extra picks in this draft. So plenty of pieces to add down there. And Jacksonville won that division last year, and at least on paper, should probably be the favorite again this year.
Absolutely,
as well.
No doubt. Yeah, I think the Jaguars honestly had the second best to obviously the Cardinals, but I think the Jaguars definitely won with making their trades. Like you said, they got the guy they wanted and 3 extra picks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they really didn't have any choice. I mean, they lost Jawan Taylor to the Chiefs, and then Cam Robinson suspended.
Mm-hmm.
They had to take somebody. They didn't have really anybody else. So
then a pick that kind of surprised me. Once again, like the player, but the Cincinnati Bengals, who had bigger needs than defensive end. I thought go Myles Murphy here. I thought they were going safety here. What did you guys think?
I agree. I expected a safety pick there.
I was definitely thinking safety or cornerback. I mean, when you have a guy like Eli Apple starting at cornerback, you got to take at least a cornerback or something. Mm-hmm. Like, that guy is not good. And then y'all lost y'all's best safety.
Right.
Why not replace him right here with the best safety in the draft?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, unless they plan on drafting up in the 2nd round maybe and stealing him.
I mean, there's still a couple other safeties. I mean, there's still, Branch still out there, and then there's Antonio Johnson, Jamie,
yep.
We'll see.
The guy out of Florida. Forget his name.
I forgot his name too.
He was like usually like mid 4th round pick for us in mock drafts.
Oh, I can't remember his name.
So that brought up the Saints. We weren't sure what the Saints were going to do here. And they get Brian Breesy, defensive tackle, 6'6", 298.
Honestly, I like this pick.
I don't hate it.
No, and because they did lose it says here that they lost a couple of defensive tackles in free agency. So
yeah, they needed to help their defense out, and getting one of the best defensive tackles available that late in the round isn't a bad pick. I'm sure they tried trading up, maybe for like a Will Carter or something, but they probably don't want to give up more than what they already have given up in everything.
then the team that seems to get lucky every year in the draft with a player falling to them, the Philadelphia Eagles select Nolan Smith.
Sorry, you had a typo on the slide, Sean. It's the Philadelphia Bulldogs.
Philadelphia Bulldogs.
They said they're going to put some hedges around the stadium now.
Ridiculous.
Oh man, love the player, love the fit.
Just hate the team.
Just hate the team.
I hate to say it, but I mean they destroyed the first round.
They were the best in the first round, and the Lions were the worst.
Yeah.
I think the second best would be the Texans.
So, and then the last pick of the night, a little bit of a head scratcher for me. I mean, it was the last pick. He would have been a second round pick anyway, so maybe he wouldn't have been available when they would have been on the clock at the end of the second. But
to me, though, I think it's a good fit because they needed to replace Frank Clark.
Right.
I mean, they could have taken anybody. I mean, I would have said defense for sure, like they did.
Regardless, that crowd was going to go wild for whoever they picked. They had no idea who they were taking.
Yeah, absolutely.
They
have faith.
They could have taken Joe Montana.
Well, that's what I said when they were showing the crowd going nuts after they announced the pick. I'm like, you all don't even know who this guy is.
They could have taken Joe Montana again, and they would have gone wild for him.
So let's look. Sean, thanks for doing all these slides. We got night 2 tonight, rounds 2 and 3. I'll be live at around 6:45 Eastern time, covering that. But let's look at, before we look at what teams are picking in what order, let's look at some of the players that are still available. I think I would be surprised if this guy doesn't come off the board tonight with the first pick tonight. Joey Porter. I think I thought Pittsburgh was going to take him in the first, and here he still sits with their first pick, them having the first pick in the second round. Your guys' thoughts, and then your thoughts on some of the guys that are still available. Will Levis didn't go in the first round, which we all kind of thought he would drop out of the first round. But who are some of these guys on the board here that you're hoping either your team might be able to land, or you're going to be a fan of this guy no matter where he goes anyway?
To me, I see Joey Porter going first or second overall. I mean, it all kind of depends what the Steelers do. If they decide they want to trade back, trade out of that pick, because someone might trade up now and get Will Levis or Hendon Hooker. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, we're unsure really I don't even know what they expect anymore. Because the first round was so many head-scratching moves that it's questionable what really could happen and who could go where. I mean, we had guys that we said second-round picks going first round, and people that were first-round picks that should be going in the second round now. And the people, Joey Porter had a great pro day, great combine, and fell out of the first round.
I would bet money Joey Porter goes to the Steelers if they don't trade back. It just seems too much of a good fit. Penn State. Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Home guy. I mean, that's the guy that we all projected he was going to go to first round.
Yep.
And he's still sitting there. That was amazing to me.
Yep.
But there's been a lot of good people on the board, and one guy that I'm really hoping that's there for Dallas, if they have to trade up or something, I want Steve Avila. We need a guard. We lost our guard. We need him, and I think that'd be a great fit. I mean, he's a TCU guy. Why not? I don't want Osiris Torrance.
Yeah. Yep. I'm not a big fan of Osiris Torrance.
I don't see the, I don't,
Go ahead, Sean.
I just don't see the. I don't see the Cowboys trading up. I
don't
do
see
see
it
though in the
either.
second round today. I do see. I see teams possibly trading players that are unhappy where they are. Maybe Dalvin Cook with the Vikings, DeAndre Hopkins, Devin White with the Buccaneers, just to name a few. Chase Young,
Uda Baker.
DeAndre Swift, first round talent. Buda Baker. I mean, I can see players getting moved like that now today with
First
second and third
talent.
round because they're second or third round talent players that you might be able to get a couple draft picks for this year and next year,
Mm-hmm.
and with a lot of contracts.
Yep. So right now with my Jets, I think Jets have picked 43, I think, tonight. So I'm hoping a guy, I don't think either one of these guys will be there, but I'm looking at a guy like Branch, who I thought could have possibly been a first-round pick from my Jets, and John Michael Schmitz, the center. Now, I know we just re-signed Connor McGovern, but it's only a one-year deal. So we're gonna have to get his replacement in here. At center, so those are
I
a
think
couple
y'all need
guys.
Will Levis. Need a backup, a true backup. You think Wilson's a good backup? I wouldn't even put him as my second string, honestly.
So let's look here. Let's look. Will Levis. Where does Will
Bro,
Levis fit here tonight? If there's no trades, where does Will Levis fit? Pittsburgh, no. Arizona, no.
How about the Rams?
Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, Rams.
Rams makes the most sense to me.
Wonder if Peyo's still here. Peyo, would you take him at 36?
Wouldn't that be something?
The Rams, the Raiders.
Well, Peyo was here and said 95% chance that they're trading out of that pick. So maybe that's where somebody trades up to get him.
Titans.
Honestly,
There they are.
the
Titans
Rams,
are at 41. So
the Raiders, maybe the Titans.
For sure, Titans.
The Titans there. I mean,
hey, Panthers
those
can
are
go
only
back to
teams I
back
really think
quarterback.
that can need a quarterback. Yeah,
That'd be like
Yeah,
the
right.
Redskins the year they took RG3 and Kirk Cousins.
It paid off for him.
Yeah, paid off for them. They still don't have a quarterback. Green Bay with a couple
Atlanta.
picks. Yeah, Atlanta. Okay, Atlanta.
Could see
Yeah.
Atlanta took. I don't
New
really know though,
England?
because a lot of
I'm
these
telling you, New England.
teams could trade out of this. A lot of these teams could trade out of these picks
And
and
if the
trade
Lions
back
take
and
a
everything and
quarterback,
get more picks.
Oh, and they have the third pick. They could take a quarterback there.
I think the Lions are going to take the tight end out of Notre Dame there.
I think that'd be a good pick there.
No, he won't be on the
I
board.
think they'll take Mayer or whatever.
Mayer's not going to be there at the third pick.
Nope.
So you're saying the Cardinals are taking him then?
Who's taking him?
I'm thinking the Cardinals are taking him.
Interesting.
Cardinals have bigger needs than a tight end.
Yeah.
They need some defense.
Uh huh. And so did the Minnesota Vikings last night. Bigger needs than wide receiver. But look what happened. Jets had
I
bigger
just don't
needs
see the
than edge
Cardinals doing
rusher.
that.
Jets took an edge. So
Have to wait and
I
see.
just don't
I'm
see
really
the Cardinals
intrigued to
taking
watch
a
the
tight
Lions.
end. No one else. The Lions will trade back and then trade back up. and then take a pick that they don't even need.
They'll trade away Swift. And
Like,
then
it's
they'll-
too late for that.
Then
They have to do it next year.
Then they'll trade back for him and give up less than what they, or give up more than what they got for him.
God.
Oh no, we didn't mean to trade him. Never mind.
So many head scratchers. Like watching tonight, it's gonna be a head scratching move again.
Yeah. Let's see. Position. Let's see what kind of. Besides Levis. Oops. What quarterbacks are going to go tonight?
I think him. I just
Okay,
think
for
him.
sure.
I think him and Hooker.
But after that, it's going to be.
After that, it's going to be DTR. Somebody's gonna take DTR before pick 193.
I really hope one of our
Nope.
teams takes DTR. I'm hoping so. Wait, what happened to Tanner McKee? I thought he was a late
Yeah, what
first,
hap-
second round talent.
Yeah,
Now
what
he's like
happened?
211.
Where is he? 211.
Down there with Stetson and
Bennett
actually
and Dugan.
behind Jaron Hall.
Yeah. Bennett, 26-year-old, gonna ride the bench. He'll play his first game. He'll play his first game at quarterback at 30.
Yep. Let's see, running backs. Running backs probably. I don't want to say thin, but after
think
these
you
top
see three-
4 or 5 guys, there's a big drop off. I think.
Yeah, I think you see 3 or 4 go today.
I think so.
I'd love for the Vikings to trade Dalvin Cook and get draft Miller out of TCU.
I would love Cam. I would love to see your Cowboys take Charbonnet.
I just think it's a great. I just
I
think it's a great.
know
fit.
you're a big fan, so
I liked watching him in college. I thought it was cool to watch him.
Bigsby.
We'll see.
Yeah, pretty big drop off after that. What have we got at wide receiver?
Hyatt dropped a little bit.
Hyatt dropped.
I think Marvin Mims needs to be a
Marvin
little bit higher.
Mims. Yeah. Parker Washington.
Dell. I think
Dell?
he should be a little bit higher as well.
Wow. The Jets are going to Jets are going to get Marvin Mims and then trade Denzel away.
Oh my gosh.
No, you're gonna keep the Mims and Mims show.
I'm just gonna keep drafting receivers after receiver, aren't you? You're gonna take 3 receivers this draft. Michael's definitely going today.
After him, there's really no good tight ends.
I could see maybe
I'm just kidding.
Darnell could probably go today. I
Mhm.
could low-key see even Luke Musgrave going.
Musgrave,
as well.
yep. Mhm.
I don't know about Sam Laporta. I don't know a whole lot about him. But after that, I don't think there's anybody else going today. Maybe Luke Schoonmaker
Not today, but
Yeah,
he'll definitely get drafted.
eventually, huh?
Yeah, those are a lot of like 4th and 5th rounders.
Interior offensive linemen. A lot of these guys will get drafted today too.
Mm-hmm.
Whippler
Four
down
I see
there.
at Yeah, I see at least the first 5 or 6 getting taken today.
Could totally see that. I think
Yeah.
Andrew Voorhees is a little bit underrated. Isn't he the guy that got injured during the combine though?
Whippler, I think Whippler's a little under. I do like Whippler. I like Stromberg. I don't know. Did Voorhees got injured? Is that what you said?
Somebody an O lineman got injured during the draft, and I don't remember who it was. I thought it was Voorhees, but I could be wrong.
I don't remember.
Offensive tackle.
Cody Mock is an interesting looking fella.
DeJuan Jones still available. Not a
Man,
big-
somebody's getting a beefy boy with DeJuan Jones. Man needs to lose some weight. It's
Whoa,
like
what do you
380.
What do you
no
got
one's
against
moving
fat
him.
people, Cam?
I don't have anything against fat people, but I'm just thinking about him playing position. I think he's a little bit too big for a tackle, unless he moves very well.
First it was old, now it's fat.
Yeah. Age
Uh,
phobic and fat phobic, I guess.
yeah, some of the guys I like on this list are Ojolari.
I still don't understand why Keon White was invited to be there at the draft. I just didn't get that.
No idea.
He was one of the guys there. Like what?
He'll be there again today.
Defensive lineman.
Adebawore.
Oh, you know what? I didn't look. Siaki. Yo, remember?
He was going second.
Yeah.
I mean, based on the ranking, it looks like potentially third.
He dropped a little.
Yeah.
It did. Could be a. Well, I'm not gonna say it because I've already said enough about Wade. I guess.
Could be a weight issue.
Yeah.
He's got what doctors call a little bit of a weight problem.
Better than having a
linebacker.
ankle issue.
Let's see here. Where's our guy? Man, some good linebackers still on the board.
Ivan Pace, Noah Sewell,
Yep.
Henry, Trenton was supposed to be going first round for a while. He kind of dropped a little bit. Henley.
Overshown still there. Cam Jones.
Where the heck? There's Orgy. Probably not getting drafted.
There's Orgy.
Where's Bumper Pool?
There's Pool 375.
Man's ain't going anywhere.
What position is
You got diabetes?
No.
Baldonado?
Yeah, Baldonado.
He's edge.
Oh, he's edge.
Yeah, I think he skipped over edge. No, you didn't. Never mind. We just didn't look that far down. Where's old Baldonado going? There's diabetes. 250. Should get drafted. Hopefully.
Keyword should.
There's Baldonado.
Baldonado's not even considered.
327.
Golly. Oh boy. I think there's still a lot of good cornerbacks on the board.
Yup.
Clark Phillips sitting down there. Eli Ricks, DJ Turner, Bennett,
Turner, yup.
Ringo. Honestly, those top guys for sure. Tyreek Stevenson, I've heard is pretty good. Garrett Williams. Caillou Blue Kelly. There's a lot of good corners.
A lot of good players still available to get taken today. Some people are going to get some good second round steals.
Absolutely. Why do I not see Jamie in the top 10 right there?
Thanks, Mel Kiper.
Just saying, people are going to. There's a lot of great players that are available that.
Two of my favorite safeties are still. 3 of my favorite safeties are still on the board.
Branch, Battle, and Sidney Brown.
Joseph.
Oh, it was between Brown and Joseph, but I thought you liked Sidney Brown. 2 Illinois safeties there. Interesting. And Bama, obviously. But Illinois is kind of more surprising.
Alabama already has 6 to replace those 2.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. Kicker.
Oh, a kicker, yeah.
Where do they have the top ranked kicker? Moody out of Michigan at 316.
So that guy that was supposed to get drafted out of what was it, Ohio State or something like that? He must have just came back or something.
Yeah, he went. The guy that was higher up on the list. I mean, not top 3 or 4 rounds, but
yeah,
he went back to school.
Yeah, you didn't like Jake Moody, that's all I know. You weren't a fan of him.
Not a big fan.
Michael Turk.
Yeah, exactly.
Jake Moody's got a porn stash. He'd be a good fit for the Colts. I mean, Gardner Minshew.
We're all shaving porn stashes for the wedding.
Nope.
Would love to see that.
We're all gonna go sit. We're all gonna go sit on a crapper and take some bets.
Oh my goodness. Man. Guys, what a stream last night. 4 hours, 38 minutes. We actually beat last year's stream by 3 minutes. Last year was 4:35.
Very consistent.
But the views and subs were down this year, but that's all right. We'll get better next year. Last night we talked about how many trades we think we get tonight in rounds 2 and 3 combined. I said
11.
12. Sean said 11. Cam, were you
I had
9 or
9.
10? You had
I
9.
had 9.
So I'm writing them down here, so I remember. So I'll be live tonight, guys, around 6:45. If you guys want to hop in for a little bit,
Whew.
covering
I-
rounds 2 and 3. Then
I
I'm
will not
taking
be
the
there
weekend off.
at the
Okay.
beginning.
If not, I will definitely be up in the chat
Okay.
telling you how many trades that I got actually right again.
It's gonna be 9. I'm telling you.
So good luck to your teams tonight, and we'll do another recap video.
Sunday.
I'm doing a live. I'm doing an MLB stream on Sunday. So
I can do is Monday or something. I can work on maybe like every team draft recap or something.
got you.
Try to see if I can get something to come up with, like who everyone picked.
Got you. All right, sounds good, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Cam, I know you got some traveling, so safe travels there. But we'll talk to you guys soon.
See you
Sounds
guys.
good.
Go make some bets.